Welcome back to another purpose story. We are celebrating today. Super excited to have this amazing guest share with us her purpose story and journey with us. So, first, just want to give a beautiful welcome. Thank you to the amazing Helena for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me, Rose. It's really an honor to be on your podcast, and I've been looking forward to it. I
Awesome.
hope
Thank you.
the story tonight is going to inspire more women.
Awesome. I am certain of it. And I want to just ask you to tell us a little bit about where you are, where you're from, just to give us a little background.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, my name is Helena, and I come from Malaysia. And this place that I live is where the highest mountain is in the Southeast Asia. It's called Kota Kinabalu. So, in fact, I got married from since I was 21, and I've lived in this place called Kota Kinabalu for the past 40 years. And it has been my home. So I have four children, and they are all adults. And I'm also a mother-in-law to a daughter-in-law. So I have been in and out working as a housewife and then working sometimes and stop. But then there's always this burning desire for me to do something, but I didn't know how. So it all started with that desire to get more things in life. And that's where I started my second chapter movement, where women who have empty nesters, separated or divorced, that they want to restart their life one more time and becomes more purposeful.
Beautiful. Well, take us back to that beginning. What was that shift, that little breadcrumb that led you to unfolding your purpose of finding that? And just bring us from the beginning to where you are today.
Oh, that's a very good question. In fact, I think there's two scenarios that make me take back to the breadcrumbs. It started with the death of my mom. My mom passed away in the year 2018. And when she passed on, during the week, when I was looking at her, I feel extremely sad for this lady that I called mom for all my life, who is so intelligent, so bright, but she doesn't have a voice. And she always tells me that she wanted to do this and she wanted to do that, but it never materialized. Because in our Asian culture, it's always being submissive. And she has been living that kind of life. It becomes a norm for her. And when I look back, and actually, I was her. I was part of that movement that she has submissive and obliging. Was she happy? I don't think so. And when I look at myself again, definitely 100%, I wasn't happy at all. But because I want to keep this family together, I just have to swallow my pride, swallow my ego, whatever I can just to keep this family together. And during these moments of time, and because I'm also the youngest in the family, I have this princess behavior, attitudes, and I will bring that back into my marriage. So my marriage wasn't the most fantastic. We quarrel, we fight. And I'm always at the losing end because I always have to give in. I'm always miserable. So all these things happen day in, day out. But I feel stuck. I just do not know how. I have no one to go for, no advice, and no one in my husband's place. Because when I got married here, the only friend I had was him. I have no one else. The most critical moments that led me to tell myself, Helena, it is enough. You have to change now, the very moment now. And that was the beginning of COVID 2020. I received a call that was at night, midnight. My daughter was crying. So, what do you call that? I cannot imagine the tears that she has. She just broken up with the boyfriend. So she was crying so badly. And my heart just broke. And she says, Mom, can you just come over? And I remember that time, I couldn't care less about anything else. I left everything. I booked the next available tickets. And I flew over there. And can you imagine that that time was COVID? And we're supposed to put on our mask. And I couldn't even have any drink. So for that 10 hours, I was on my mask. And by the time I arrived in Istanbul, I was basically quite drowsy because there's lack of oxygen. And with that drowsiness, and with the next moment was, I almost fainted. That was the moment when my daughter opens the door. I couldn't recognize her. She was scrawny. She was like basically skin and bones. And her face was sunken. And she was so like, you can just imagine two chopsticks standing right in front of you. My heart just broke. And I just throw the the luggage down. I didn't even bring in the luggage. I just hug her and I just say, it's okay, darling. It's okay. She was crying. And when I look at her, she was bald. What happened to my daughter? The beautiful daughter always has thick, bushy hair. And now she's bald. It's like totally shattered. And I ask myself this question. What kind of role model have I been showing to my girls? Why are they not that strong enough to keep the relationship? And that's where the moment of truth, I have to look within myself. That moment of truth is the most painful because we are not willing to look within ourselves because there's so much shame, so much guilt, so much embarrassment, and so much ego that we cannot let go. But that moment tells me you have to let everything down. You only have one choice. Make it for your children, leave a legacy, or you destroy the three daughters that you have. I recall when she was holding the mocha cup, making the coffee, and she was shaking that morning. All I do was just hug her and say, it's okay, darling. What is that? She says, Mom, I just cannot tell myself, am I that lousy? Am I not good enough? Can you imagine your daughter telling you that she's not good enough? Am I so lousy? I was meant to brought a very strong, intelligent, everything good about her, but at the end of the day, that's what I see. It is so unacceptable. And we both cried. We both cried, and I asked her one thing. I says, do you want a change? She says, yes, Mom, but I don't know how. So you see, when a person is at the state of very broken, they lost their mind. They lost themselves. And when I look at my daughter, it's just a mirror image. I was the same. My marriage wasn't working. I was just on autopilot, just playing with the days, going, sleep, eat. The next day, start again. It's the whole thing. And that moment when my daughter says, Mom, do you think I'll be alive? That was not the thing that I want to hear from my daughter. She says, Mom, do you think that I'll be alive? And I said, of course, darling, you will. Even now, when I talk about it, it breaks my heart to think back at that very moment. And I start writing. I say, let's take a paper, both of us, just sit down and just see what strength we have. And we both just write and we just cry. and cry and cry and cry. I cannot imagine the tears that we have. It's like maybe mine was maybe 40 years or hers is maybe 30 years. I don't know how many years. There's so much of it. I think you can feel the bucket. And slowly we back up and slowly, and we do a lot of meditations. We meditate a lot. And as I get clarity. As well, I went a lot for online courses. And that's how I get myself entangled into MC work. I've never done any MC job before, but then that opportunity just came, and I just tell myself, just do it. I didn't even know how I'm going to do it. And that was 500 people. And my professor, at that time, I started going for online courses on the mental sit as a teacher. And my professor says, Helena, just look at me in the mirror. No one else. Then you'll be okay. And I just did that. So I started feeling that, hey, actually, I'm good. I have a gift. I have a voice. And when I look at my professor, he starts smiling at me. And I see people nodding when I'm speaking. And then towards the end, I have the feedback. They say, oh, Helena, you were so warm and you speak very clearly. You articulate well. And that gave me that boost. And I said, hey, I think I can do it. So that was when I started looking into online courses, my personal development starting. And then I got the opportunity to really offer myself, started small. And I meet new friends. The funny thing is that when you are in that kind of positions of lost and all that, you meet people the same like you. So I meet a few ladies. They say, Helena, I'm just so lost. Now that my partner is left, and I don't have anyone, I said, oh yes. I said, I have a partner, but I'm just like a walking dead. I feel that I'm alive, but I'm like a walking dead. I don't have any feelings and I just do my things, go about every day. Slowly, when the COVID starts to, gets relaxed, and then I think when you're ready, the teacher appear. This is where I met Kaylee. She has a 5 days challenge. Sometimes you're being a cheapskate, you want 5 days free, right? And I just sign up and I just go for it. And I love it. I just love it. So from there, I always share with my friends, and friends that look at me says, Helena, I just admire what you're doing, at your age, and you're still wanting to start over. I said, yes. And when I say that I'm 60 years old, she says, oh, you should be a grandmother. I said, no, it is where my time is here. And I want to motivate and inspire a lot of ladies just like me who doesn't have the opportunity. I'm just so blessed that I have mentors that come to pull me up and let me have the opportunity to have my second chance. So today, I'm so passionate to let women to have a second chapter. Every woman deserves a second chapter. Every woman deserves to be happy, deserves to be self-sufficient, to be financially independent, rather than, asking for funds from your spouse like I used to do. And now I feel very happy. And I've been speaking to a lot of ladies, and it's getting there, and the movement is moving. And now I'm becoming a second chapter coach for ladies who are interested to be independent like me, have a second chance. And also I speak on stages, which is so fantastic. If you ask me 5 years ago, it is not possible. I'll be scared to death. I think I'll pee in my trousers. But now when I speak, I can feel the power. I can feel the energy. I can feel the look in people nodding, and that gives me that kind of satisfaction. And I found my purpose. Today, when I wake up, I ask myself, who can I serve? Who can I help? And every day I'm asking this question, and every day there'll be someone for me to share my purpose. So that's my breadcrumbs, and that's where my success journey came today. And I'm still looking forward to so many things. I have my vision boards ready. I have a lot of things that's coming up. I just feel very excited for life. It's so different.
Oh my goodness, so much to unpack in that. Thank you so much, Helena, for this amazing journey that you've shared with us. I love how you were stuck in the shame and the ego and the guilt. And then one of the most powerful things you shared was when you took a piece of paper for you and your daughter and you just started writing down your strengths. That is such a beautiful experience to go through right in the darkest times. Just say, hey, what can we look, what can we hold on to? What can we make this situation that we're in turn into, a butterfly, like transform that. So I want to celebrate you. And, what I see is that you were this Stepford wife, and now you're a shining star, giving other women their second chance. So I'm celebrating you going from Stepford wife to shining star and, inspiring others through, allowing them to go through their second chapter. So first, just celebrating that. What a beautiful journey and experience. I will get into your future of your vision. I'm really excited to hear what impact you want to make. First, I'll ask you, what are if you had advice for someone who is stuck in, exactly where you were, that is looking for that second chapter, what is some key things that you would say to them?
First, I would say, don't be afraid. You won't die. You won't die. You just have to step forward. And even if it's not your best, at least you try. If I've never given myself that opportunity to sort of like accept the offer of being an MC, I wouldn't be where I am today. I didn't die because honestly, when I accept the offer and when I step back, I said, oh my gosh, can I do it? My English is my third language. And how am I going to present myself? I have no trainings. I don't know what scripts. I said, can I do it? And it's all about me. And my professor made one very impactful comment. She says, Helena, it's not about you. When I'm asking you to render your offers to be an MC, it's because I love your energy so that you can read it to others in the room. It's no longer about you. At that moment, I feel ashamed. I feel, oh my God, why is it always about me? I'm so self-centered. So just give a try. Because if you don't try, you wouldn't be able to know what you have inside you.
That's beautiful. And what you were sharing in the end about how you just wake up and ask, who can I serve? That
Yeah.
is the right mindset and, the right way to approach any speaking event or any, big endeavor is, hey, what's in it for me? What's in it for them? How can I serve them, and how can I facilitate their growth or their inspiration or their day or whatever they need? So that's beautiful. What would you say is some of the values that have gotten you through to where you are and things that you really hold on to?
I think my biggest value is to be true to yourself.
Mm.
You have to be honest with yourself. And it takes me a long, long while to be honest. You see, we as Asians living in an Asian country is all about face. You got to look good, you got to be perfect, you got to be flawless, and you got to be perfect. I don't know what is perfect now. So for me, if you hold on to your values and of being honest with yourself And once you're honest with yourself, you got to accept it. It was so difficult for me to accept it when the first time when I was being honest with myself. Because I always painted the picture for others to see that I'm a perfect wife. I have a perfect family. I'm a perfect mother. But it's not. It was so messy inside. I was crumbling, like all the breadcrumbs is all over the place. So once you're honest with yourself, you have to accept it. This is a true fact of life. And the next thing that I ask myself, the value is that you must have that integrity. You hold on to it. Things will fall to the place that you want it to be. It will. You just have to trust the process and keep believing yourself. There'll be a lot of roadblocks. Even when I started this speaking journey, my first roadblock was my husband. How can you make money? And he was telling me, no money, no honey. I said, what? I don't care. Because at that moment, I don't care about what is inside my heart. Money will come once I have done my part. So there'll be a lot of naysayers. My friends will say, Helena, you're 60 years old. What are you trying to do? Go and be a grandmother. Get your son to have babies, and go and travel and do the things you want. I said, yes, I know. I would love to do that. But at the same time, that fire in me just feel that I cannot bring this fire in me to the grave. I want to do something. I want to do something. So firstly, be honest with yourself. What you can, what you can't, and what you can't, accept it. What you can, accept it. And I have just be true. Once you have that, everything will fall into place.
Completely agree. And I feel like that's such a common trait in speakers is just that burning desire to do something more, that they know that they can be of service on a bigger scale. And so, yeah, awesome that you've embraced that and that you've trusted in yourself. And I love those two values as well. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what your vision is for the future in the movement you've created and who you help?
So for now, my movement is second chapter. I'm creating the movement for women to come together, where this woman will have the voice, where they have fun. Do you know that a lot of Asian women, they do not know how to have fun? It's because when they have fun, they felt a lot of guilt. Some even told me that, do you know, Helena, when I go for my massage, I feel guilty. Or when I do my manicure, I feel guilty. Or when they go out for holidays, like maybe a couple of days, they say they feel guilty. So all this is being in their mind. So this movement that I created is to change their mindset that you deserve. You deserve that in life. It doesn't matter that you are starting on a second chapter, that you got to give up something. No. All your life, you have given everything. It is time for you to receive. We have the tendency to give, 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 give. And when we receive, we felt a lot of guilt. And that happens to me as well. When people give me things, I felt guilty. I said, no, 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 no. But when I give, I feel happy. But let's think about this. If that person wants to give just like you, but you stop it, do you think that person is happy? No, because it's a two-way street. They want to contribute, you want to contribute, so it's fair. It's not you contributing and you stop them from contributing. That's not fair. And so like for me, I'm a mentorship practitioner. We always believe it's a two-way street. They want to plant seed, you have to allow them to plant seed, not just you yourself getting all the glories. So this movement that I created is for women to rebuild themselves from the inside to the outside. I have been building the outside to the inside with all the branded goods and everything that I've been doing, but it crumbles inside. It's just like a house. If you do not have a proper, what do you call that, piling system, the minute a tornado comes, your whole house will collapse. But if you have something that is piling, your foundation is strong, it doesn't matter. It will stay. It's the same with us. If we do not hold on to our core values, we do not know how to set boundaries. When we set boundaries, we felt guilty, we felt ashamed, we feel embarrassed. That's not life. And I have lived that life for the past 40 years. And my next 40 years, I'm going to switch everything. And I believe a lot of women has the same kind of lifestyle that I've gone through. And now that I have the capacity, I have the knowledge, I have so many mentors, I have so many friends that I've met online, my perspective of life, they give me the paradigm shift that no, that's not the way. It's another way. So I like to share with these people that didn't have that chance like me. I was just so blessed, to be honest. I have that financial ability to attend high-end courses. I have the ability to meet high-end people like you. And I've meet those people from different nationalities, different kind of values that we exchange. So not many people like me. So I like to be the change maker. That's how my second chapter movement is created. So I have the goal that I would like to reach 100 women by December 2026. Each time I speak, I want to move them one at a time. And it's also through my own personal stories, the stories that I have, because in Malaysia or in Asian country, whatever shame you have in your family, whatever relationship that's broken in your family, never talk about it because it's shameful. But I'm going to let them know it's okay. You have a safe space for all of us women to support one another. And maybe through all this movement, I can even make them to become somebody successful, that they suddenly have an inkling, oh, I have this gift of baking. I can make a business out of it. Or they can become someone else. They used to be a great beauty. They can become the gray hair models. I'm not sure what they can do, but there's a lot of things we can create out of this movement from this woman, this second chapter woman.
Awesome. What an amazing path that you're paving to create for 100 women to walk behind and create their own visions and passions, because everyone has their own unique gift that they
Yes.
have here in this world. And when we don't get to give that gift to others, then
Hmm.
we suffer. We feel we're not doing, something is missing. And so you giving that gift back to them and saying, "Hey, you were meant to do this and let's do it together." That's such a beautiful movement. And in a culture that it's so frowned upon, that you can create that perspective shift and say, "Hey, actually, we can have fun and do this together. Like, let's make it a fun thing." It's not something to be embarrassed about, to have a desire to want to serve and to give your gift. Instead, it's asking, who can I impact with my gift, and really, what is the world missing out on if I don't?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And I notice a lot of people, they have a lot of good qualities in them, but it's not shared. It's because they find that, oh, probably mine is not good enough. I shouldn't be sharing. So actually, in fact, last week, I met a lady. She loves fashion. She loves a lot of, uh, she loves colors. And I was telling her, and then she was very stuck. And when I look at her, actually looking at myself as well. And I said, do you know you have a lot of gifts? She said, I don't know. I said, yeah. I said, because you love fashion, you love makeup. I said, you're not necessarily going to be a makeup artist. You can be a trainer, teach people to blend colors. And you can be an image consultant, teach them to how to wear the right colors. And she was so excited. And I realized, well, see, because I gave her the idea and that makes her feel so excited. And then I give her like anything that I see on the net, the internet, I will share with her. I say, look at this one. So I keep the inspiration on. And I believe with this kind of back support that I'm giving her, a gentle ones, slowly she will see she's a different person and she becomes happier. Can you imagine all the housewives are happy instead of troubling inside? Housewives are happy. And then when the husband comes back, they smile, the wider smile, you know. And can you imagine the husband will be happy as well? And actually, you created a ripple effect. The family is happy, the children is happy, maybe the in-laws, maybe the grandchildren, whoever is in the family, relatives looking at you, because the energy in you will change. We are made of energy. And when you vibrate that kind of positive energy, you actually attract more. So if I can do that with 100 women by the year 2026, I think I've done a good job. So that's my goal.
Absolutely. Awesome. That is incredible. And yeah, I love that, each person has their own gift that you get to help with. And sometimes I've noticed that it's a gift you were saying earlier that it's a two-way street. There's the
Mm,
reciprocation there. Most of the time, the thing that other people come to us asking us for advice for, we feel this isn't something I can charge for. This is something I just do. This is who I am. But that's a good sign that, hey, if that's something that people come to you for advice, that could be a clue to your gift. So, you helping opening that door for people is just such an incredible gift for your life. And like you said, the ripple effect for everyone. So thank you so much, Helena, for sharing your journey and purpose and vision with us today. Again, celebrating you. And what is one last words of wisdom that you want to share today?
my last words of wisdom for all the ladies out there. We all deserve the happiness. So just go out and try. There's nothing to be ashamed. Because if you don't try, you don't give yourself that one opportunity. You never know that opportunity could turn into something amazing, just like what I did. I offer my service without knowing what's happening, and it's giving me all the things that I least expected to where I am today. So just go and try. You won't die.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Helena. I'm so honored and grateful that you came on today, and it was such a beautiful story and lessons
Thank you
learned.
for having me. Truly appreciate.
Absolutely.
Thank you.